School funding in Illinois is very unfair. Here's why. For elementary school districts, here's the 2012 relationship between property, wealth, and spending per student. Districts with low tax bases, the districts farthest to the left, tended to spend much less. Here we've added a similar graph from Minnesota, where the relationship between wealth and funding is much weaker. This shows that the unfair situation in Illinois isn't inevitable. Now we've added the Illinois relationship between wealth and the property tax rate. Note that low wealth districts have both lower spending and higher taxes. This is a real double whammy. How can this be? The graph to the left shows that low wealth districts in Illinois get more state aid. The graph to the right shows that districts get extra funding to compensate for poverty. So, Illinois addresses both low wealth and high poverty. But here's the problem. Even with these adjustments, Illinois state aid doesn't provide enough to run an effective school district. And low wealth districts simply can't bridge the gap with more property taxes. Here's how it works. Basic revenue in Illinois is $6,119 per student. This first line shows the tax rate that in theory is required to generate a total of $6,119 from a combination of state aid and property taxes. It's the same rate for districts with low to medium wealth. This explains the flat part of the line. But for wealthier districts, the rate is lower. For the last few years, state aid has been prorated at about 90%. The tax rate required to generate $6,119 after proration is shown by this second line. The lower the tax base, the greater the impact of proration. Now let's take another step. It's generally accepted that $6,119 per student simply isn't enough to give kids the services they need. This third line shows the required tax rate after proration when we raise the target from $6,119 to a still modest $8,000. This shows the real magnitude of the problem. As the tax base approaches zero, the required tax rate becomes impossible. How can we fix this? Simply stated, equality of opportunity requires us to increase taxes across the board, then send the revenue to the lower wealth districts.